Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been paying attention to the channel recently, you'll know that I picked up one of these Marui Saiga-12K gas shotguns and I haven't really messed about with it since that point, but I have bought a ton of parts for it. So there's many things that I want to try out on this build. Now I have bought the AirTac HPA adapter, and that's literally just because if I'm going to be running this, honestly, I'm going to be running this as like a fun gun. It's not really going to be used like my MWS in any type of like milsim or, you know, weekend event environment. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, we'll see. But this is just going to be a gun for, you know, smiles all round. Don't really care about realism. If I go in something that's a bit more realistic based, maybe there's mag or you know, ammo restrictions, then I'll get more of these mags and I'll just run it with gas. I think, as far as I'm aware, I can put the gas mag in and I can put the HPA adapter in just as normal. I don't really have to modify anything. So picked up that. We'll get to checking that out eventually. I also bought a ton of bits, and the first part that we're going to be looking at today is the short barrel for the Saiga-12K, and I went with the Lilacs one. I've heard this is one of the better ones to go with. There's many companies doing this now, but you do have to be careful because some of the manufacturers that make these have different threading on the outside. So I got the Lilacs one because I wanted it to be the same thread as the standard barrel. So we're going to be doing this today. And as far as I'm aware, this is pretty straightforward, but we'll find out together. I've never replaced a barrel on a Saiga-12K before, but we're here to give it a shot. Now, I'm pretty sure, like I say, I'm pretty sure it's straightforward with these. So we'll see how we go. I'm going to pull the handguard off first. So we'll remove this screw with the sling point. And then I'm hoping this should just slide off here. There we go. There we go. It's not a bad handguard at all, to be honest. It is fairly comfy. It's like glued together. It's weird. I've never seen that on a Marui before. It's like glued. But yeah, it's a nice handguard, nice and slim. So to replace the barrel, I think we can do this without touching the back part of the gun. So it's just a case of removing this piece. Maybe we have to remove the top sight. There's a grub screw on there that we're going to have to pull out. So we're just gonna crack straight into it and try some stuff. So there is a grub screw here, which will back out. There's a pin on the top and the bottom. I think the top pin holds in that little stopper there, so we'll have to be a little bit careful with it. One. Just going to put my finger there to stop that from sliding out. So long one on the top. And we'll be careful of that. Now, I think we have to do something with the top sight. So it does look like it screws in. I think with these, if I can find a little flathead, you can turn this screw, but you have to hold up, there's like a little lever inside there, so you have to push that up because it sits in a slot. So we're going to loosen that off there. Just grab that spring and arm and the wheel to make sure nothing jumps out and is lost. Is that going to come out? Like so. And I imagine we just tap this pin out at the back. I have no real use for this top sight. Hopefully it can be removed and we don't have to use it. There is, you'll see it just dropped out there, a little clip like a little circlip which goes in the rear of the assembly there. Be careful not to lose that. And I think, yeah, we can just pull this off the front. We have to remove the thread protector off the end. So normal clockwise thread. Slide that off. There is an O-ring. Let's get rid of that. Slide the gas block off the front there, and then we have another grub screw situated just here at the rear. I'm going to remove this one out all the way just because it sits in between the threads and I don't want to damage the threads. So we also need to be a little bit careful because the inner barrel assembly is still in there. So we'll just carefully remove this. Almost there. Nice long thread on it. Keeps it nice and secure. And we can slide this out here. And you can see you've got the 3 barrels there that are held by an O-ring. Now, you'll see on this thread, you've got a nice long thread, and then you've got a gap in the centre where the grub screw attaches to. And you'll see there is quite a difference with the barrel here. So you're cutting off a good, what, 4 or 5 inches, I guess. Insert your jokes down below. And then I think it's just a case of simply, we're just going to, what I do want to do is I'm going to add a little bit of oil to that O-ring because I don't want it to, I don't want the O-ring to like roll back on itself as I put the barrel in. Seems much smoother. There we go. And then it's just a case of screwing this in. This one's not quite as smooth, sort of vibrating in the threads, not quite as smooth as the original Marui. It's probably due to the matte coating that they've put on here, the anodizing, if it is anodizing. Just keep rotating this in. Really easy, to be honest. I was expecting this to be much more difficult. And then, just like anyone should, obviously approaching this project, I hadn't replaced a barrel on a Saiga-12 before, and I'm not too proud. Like, I'm not what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not too up my own ass to just go and check out other videos, because I watch people like Explosive Enterprise and stuff. They've already done this. Just a quick check on their channel just made me aware that it isn't, you know, a difficult process at all. So it saved me a bit of time. Just looking for that little grub screw. It's a 2mm Allen key. We're not going to have to go crazy on this, just nip it up like that. Take our gas block. And we can rotate this on here. Push it down. Make sure it's nice and seated. And then what I'm going to do, this pin, I have to line it up with the hole because I don't want it to get stuck on the pin. Right, I'm not sure why the camera cut off suddenly, but I was just trying to line this gas block up and then looked up and noticed the camera wasn't recording, so just a quick check to see where I'd left off. And what I'm basically doing here is just making sure that that's aligned properly. And we can tap in the pins most of the way. I'll put something underneath this so I don't hit the charging handle. And we'll just tap these pins in. Like that, nice and easy. We'll tighten up our grub screw on the bottom. Nice and easy. And then I'm not entirely sure, perhaps we should just fit this back on for now. I don't like this sort of type of sight that's on the shotgun, but it's going to make the, if I take it off, it's going to make the gas block look a little bit weird because you've just got like this top mount. Maybe someone does a replacement part of some kind. That pin's really easy to push back in. We can slide the wheel. So with the wheel, we want the side with the slots on the top. So we can slide that back in. And we can slide the spring back in. Then as we lower that down, we take our little screwdriver to push that spring out of the way and screw it down. I'm just going to screw this all the way down and then back it off a little bit so the little tab with the spring just sits in a notch so it's not going to unwind itself. And that is our short barrel fitted. We're going to put the little O-ring from the standard barrel on there, like that. Slide this on. You can you can overextend this cover. You can screw it past where it's flush, and you'll see now the barrels come to literally just before the outer barrel end. And if you want more spread on these barrels, you can basically rotate these slightly like that. I'm going to try and get them. It's difficult to record on this because the camera's so close, but I'm just going to try and situate them as straight as possible. And then from there we just take our handguard and we can slot it back on like so. Out, pinch your hand in the process. Got me good, didn't it? Put our little sling loop thingy-majig back on there. And don't worry, I'm going to be changing this handguard. Not because I think it's bad, it's just I want something with a bit more versatility and modularity. So, you know, there's no point me trying to lead you along. I've already bought the handguard, but it's like an M-lock handguard, so I can put all my accessories on there. And yeah, there you have it. So that was where the original roughly came to. So we've cut, well, not cut, but we've taken off a lot of meat off of the Saiga barrel because didn't really need it. And now it's a nice punchy little shotgun. I'm going to be changing the stock as well, which some of you aren't going to like, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Can we put the empty mag thing, turn that off? I don't know if it's just me, but it seems with that short barrel that it's louder. That could be a placebo, but God, it's made my ears ring, that has. And there you have it. That's how you fit or change your barrel on your Saiga-12K. I went with the Lilacs one, but you can get them from Lilacs, from FCW. I think WeTech maybe do one, and ITP. Now with the ITP ones, you have to be a little bit careful, especially with the other brands as well, because some of them will have different threads. Now I've bought an attachment for the barrel. And when I bought that attachment from ITP, it basically asks you, do you want the normal Marui threads or do you want the ITP threads? Because basically with the IT barrel, they changed the threading for some reason instead of just keeping it all the same. Why, I don't know. But so I went with the original Marui threads, which meant I had to get a barrel that was the same as a Marui. So Lilacs was my option. Now I bought the barrel, the Lilacs barrel from Fire Support here in the UK. No sponsorship or anything like that. I literally just, if I go on their website, they've got it in stock. You know, I just buy it as you guys would. And the rest of the stuff I've actually bought from JK Army, so we'll see from that, apart from the AirTac adapter, because that came from, obviously, AirTac. So thanks for tuning into this video. We're on the right path now to creating something really cool with this Saiga-12, so I hope you've enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below what you think. Check out the links in the description. Join the Jaeger Precision Discord. And just as an update for everyone else that was probably waiting, the second Die-Free Co. order has landed today. So the Die-Free Co. Kung Fu grips, Tiger Claws, the plugs, they're all on the website right now. So be quick because they're going to fly off the shelf just like they did last time. Thanks for tuning in. And from me and Bench, we'll see you in the next one.